Hello, my ladies, my gays, my theys, and the men who get it. I am Reagan, and today I am bringing you a nice guy nightmare. The year 2017. The place, Reddit. And the original poster, he's giving the vibe of a door you would find at Home Depot, in the door aisle, because he's giving unhinged. Let's move on from that. So let's take it from the original post, which was titled, Me, 32-year-old male, with my coworker / friend, 24-year-old female, of 1 year. How do I let her know she's in an abusive relationship with her boyfriend? Now, the first red flag that's waving for me is that the title says coworker / friend, but the first line says, I work for a nonprofit where I'm the supervisor of 10 people. Supervisor and coworker just aren't the same, because coworker is here, but if you're her supervisor, I think the power dynamic might be a little bit different. So she comes in, he mentions that she's really pretty. She's the type of girl that walks into a room and everybody's attention is on her. He even says she picks up things so fast, faster than he's ever seen in all of his vast experience. And here's where it goes awry, because she does something that is truly unthinkable. She has a boyfriend. But just in case you're getting any funny ideas as you're watching this, just in case, you're getting off track, the OP makes sure to point out in all caps, to clarify, I do not have any romantic interest and do not care that she has a boyfriend. Okay, let's see if he can clear it up for us. I really don't care that she has a boyfriend, but felt a little manipulated that she never mentioned him before. I am supervisor. Been training her for a few months. We have been talking about a lot of stuff, so it just comes off as hiding something. People who work in small offices will know what I'm talking about. People who work in small offices, you know what he's talking about. You don't? You have professional boundaries with people as well? Cool. He says, it was a little hard for me to trust her after that, but I kept it to myself. What a sacrifice he's making. Pat yourself on the back, guy, because you are a hero. An important detail about her boyfriend is that he is long distance, so they don't really get a lot of time together, which I'm sure the OP is going to be absolutely understanding of. Then the OP tells us that there's a fundraising gala. There's a fundraising gala, and of course he asks her to come along with him. And when the night of the gala arrives, you won't believe what this girl does. She had the audacity to say, my boyfriend's in town, he'll drive me there, so I'll just meet you at the gala. Excuse me, your own boyfriend's gonna take you to the gala because you don't get any time with him, so you just want to spend some time together? Okay. Here's his comment. This is the first red flag I noticed. Funny enough, my red flag would be that he's using the term red flag when he's discussing someone that works for him. I don't generally talk about red flags with my coworkers, but hey, I'm not a total creep. Next line, is this guy really that insecure that he can't even let her date take her to this gala? Oh, we can go ahead and flag that one as well. He's calling her his date. Yuck. But this OP has proven himself to be understanding. I mean, when he found out about this boyfriend that she hid from him, that she deceived him about, he, kept it to himself. So I'm sure he's going to handle this with grace. He's not going to hold it against her. He's going to be completely professional, and he's going to be gracious about it. Might have spoken too soon. She eventually gets there, but I don't approach her. Honestly, still pretty bothered by what happened earlier, so I wanted her to come to me and apologize. She came up to me and we talked, but she never apologized for what she did, but I ignored it. When I tell you this man's graciousness knows no bounds. Soon we were talking just like before and honestly really enjoying each other's company. Here's when I noticed the second red flag. Bum, bum, bum. Jennifer and I were talking to another couple. That's another red flag for me, guy, because if you're talking to another couple, that means you perceive yourself as a couple, and I'm pretty sure she does not. We were talking to another couple when she excused herself because she had to take a call from her boyfriend. I thought it was pretty rude, and she has never done something like this before. She's never had to leave a conversation. She's never taken a call from her boyfriend, because I'm pretty sure both of those are likely to have happened before. A little later, she comes back and says that her boyfriend is picking her up and she will leave early. Third red flag, all caps. She was very much looking forward to this night, and suddenly she wants to leave early. You know when you can just tell someone isn't happy in their situation? Yeah, I definitely felt it right away. You know when someone is just this close and then boo, right over it? I think she wasn't happy in her situation. And the situation was probably that her supervisor invited her to a gala. And I would guess just from the language, like another couple, meaning you're a couple, that you were probably doing things that made her, what's the word? Uncomfortable. Perhaps so uncomfortable that she did an SOS call to her boyfriend to come pick her up. What do I know? I'm just a woman. It's probably enough for him not to care what I have to say. He gets there, and I shit you not, this idiot walked into the gala wearing shorts and a t-shirt. I almost wanted to laugh, but I didn't want to embarrass him. Jennifer introduces me to him, and I make pleasantries, but I do make a joke about how he must feel a little out of place. He says something like, nah, not really sticking around, so not a big deal. Okay? Question mark? I don't really get what this has to do with anything. My point was that he was at a black tie event dressed like he's going to the gym. I don't care if you're here for 5 minutes or 5 hours. That's weird. So you can already see he's getting an attitude with me for no reason. I follow up with, well, there are some really important people here, and his response was something like, I've met senators wearing flip-flops. I think I'll be okay. This OP is getting absolutely roasted. When faced with such a stable, confident man, I am sure the OP is going to also exude the same type of energy. Holy shit, I'm getting angry writing this. Never mind. But you see what I'm talking about, right? I don't. He completely rubbed me the wrong way. So anyways, as she's leaving, I tell her, let me know if she gets home okay. Seems like an odd comment to say to someone who's perfectly fine, being driven by their boyfriend of 5 years who's perfectly fine, going to their home where they will be perfectly fine. Long story short, he texts her at midnight. She doesn't respond. He texts her again at 1 a.m. Because, you know, as a supervisor, it is common to harass someone that works for you into the wee hours of the night on a weekend. And then continuing on in this very professional manner, the OP sees that she's posting on Facebook and gets extremely upset because she hasn't responded. He continues. So Sunday night, I finally send another message really detailing how upset I was with how she was treating me. Also, how I think how much control I feel her boyfriend was exerting over her was really making me lose respect for her. I always thought she was this strong, independent woman, and suddenly this guy is controlling who she can or can't talk to. Of course, I get no reply. Monday, inevitably, we see each other at work, and she confronts me the first thing in the morning. Before I even get a chance to speak, she says I made her uncomfortable, and she wants to just finish her last 2 months of the fellowship without any contact that is not necessary for work. So the OP is saying he's concerned. And instead of following that up with, I'm worried about you, are you okay? He says, I've lost respect for you. I've lost respect for you because I believe your boyfriend is abusive towards you. Okay. 2 weeks pass before he posts any of this, right? And in that 2 weeks, our OP has decided that she is in an abusive relationship because, and to quote him, there is no other reason that she would not respond. Nothing he can think of, no reason she wouldn't want to talk to him. And I mean, I understand it's very confusing for him because the only feedback he's really gotten is her wanting the boyfriend to take her leaving the gala that they were attending together, and her saying, you are making me uncomfortable, please don't talk to me. So I can see, God, what is she thinking? Literally the feedback he's gotten is from her mouth, it's you, and he's like, no, I don't think so. I don't think you know what you think and feel. I think it's your boyfriend who's controlling you. That's the only explanation as to why you wouldn't talk to me. Because I'm a good man and I know that men control women. And so if you're not talking to me, it's probably because your man who controls you is not letting you. Because that's how things go in my supervisor world. Why am I so lonely? At this point, he's literally asking the reader about bringing in a third party, because when you're dealing with dynamics and relationships in the office, you're a supervisor, this person works underneath you, it may be good to bring in a third party, someone who is unbiased, someone who can listen to both sides, who can handle it professionally. And you may think what I'm referring to is HR, but what the OP is talking about is his mother. That's right. At the end of this, he's saying, I feel like my mom should be here for this conversation. Can you imagine your supervisor invites you to a gala? It's super creepy. You have to call an SOS for your boyfriend. You tell him, I don't want any contact with you. And then he's like, let's have a meeting. And then you go to the meeting and he's brought his mother. It's giving Norman Bates. It's giving me restraining order. It's giving me indigestion. I'm not joking. Honestly, I can't say that this one post on this one Reddit thread is as bad as this guy could get, right? I can't say that because it's not the only post and it's not the only subreddit. In fact, the OP posted nearly an identical post on a different subreddit, that one being the subreddit of relationships. The other one was a relationship advice. We really are not letting go of the fact that they're in a relationship. But as we all know, Reddit never forgets, so people caught on to the fact that he reposted, and also when he reposted, he took out some of the more controlling stuff. So here's 2 comments just kind of calling him out. Funny, last time he posted this, you had a lot more details, which made you look like a creepy, controlling nice guy who is massively overstepping his professional relationship with a coworker by trying to save her from an imaginary abusive relationship based on your own twisted conclusions. Luckily, it's still in your post history, so everyone should take a look. She told you to leave her alone, do that. That post puts the red in Reddit because he has been read. Another one said, her wanting to spend the little time she has with her boyfriend does not mean she's in an abusive relationship. It means she's in a normal relationship. To be completely honest, you seem like an entitled narcissist. You can't imagine that a coworker would rather spend time with her boyfriend than you. So you create a fantasy where she's the damsel in distress and you are the hero. The only abusive relationship she is in is with you. Woo! Was that as good for you as it was for me? Of course, the OP handles this with grace and dignity. Just kidding. He fires back. He says, I don't care she has a boyfriend. I don't care that he picked her up. I was upset because he's deciding who she can and can't text after meeting someone for a few fucking minutes. Where did you get this information? Literally, she has not said a single thing about that. She's not mentioned her boyfriend, let alone that he's abusive. Like, where are we getting this from? Your own imagination? It's a scary place in there. We need to get out of there. Here's you. And here's reality, just, I need you two to meet is what I'm saying. But at this point, the OP has asked for advice, posted not once, but twice. He's got the feedback that, as they would say on Reddit, he is the asshole in the situation. He is in the wrong. And so, of course, he takes that feedback. He makes changes. He realizes that maybe he is a little controlling. No, of course he doesn't. He does what any logical professional man would do. He hops right on another subreddit, and this subreddit is the legal advice subreddit because he's asking if he can get a restraining order for her against her boyfriend and also against her will. And then we see kind of a shift in his tone because he likes to mix it up. He can't be supportive and kind and gracious all the time. So he starts posting on a subreddit Off My Chest, where he just starts saying, lots of mean shit. Like, I tried to help you and you gave me the middle finger. This cracks me up. Just wait when you come running back and asking for forgiveness and I will just laugh at you as I'm doing now. Good luck, you terrible excuse for a human being. Oh, and F you. I can feel how concerned he is for her. It's really coming through. Another fun thing he says, you're an effing liar and you may have tricked a lot of people, but I see right through you. Karma's going to hit you like a bitch and don't come running back then. I'm only going to leave the door open for a little while longer. I hope you see the light soon because you are only effing up your own future. I'm getting a little nervous here because he's her supervisor, right? And then he's saying, you're effing up your own future. I don't want to go there because I am sure this OP, who has proven himself to be level-headed. I can't even get that out. I am sure that he's not going to take this out on her. this personal vendetta he has. I'm sure that's not gonna, cause problems for her professionally, right? Right? I'm just gonna read directly from Reddit now. So you can get a feel for where this man's emotions ended up. He's been posting periodically about her, and finally his feelings come to a head here in the subreddit Off My Chest, because he likes that one. Why do I even try? Effing B word. I've been in this profession a decade longer than you. I could have helped you move forward in your career, all caps. Now you're talking shit? You're really going to try to ruin my reputation when all I did was try to help? Do you know the connections I have? You think when you leave in a month, you'll just slide in easily to some new job? I will effing ruin you and make sure everyone knows how terrible of an employee you were. That's funny, because on the first post, you said how amazing and incredible she was, how she was picking up things faster than anyone you've ever seen. But now she's a terrible employee. I wonder what changed. Let the games begin, you dumb bee. Try to keep your effing legs closed for a few minutes while I fix the damage you caused. I thought she's in a committed relationship with a boyfriend she's had for 5 years. I think what happened here is he got so caught up in his own hatred and misogyny that the details don't matter, because, calling a woman loose, if you will, is always a good burn, regardless of whether or not that's true. You really have no idea how nonprofits work, do you? This is such a small world, and you attack the one person who's helped you from the beginning. And now we get to kind of the worst thing she's done, like the true grievance. And I have to say, this is astounding to me that she would do this to him. Like, after everything, even I am like, how dare she? Like, this is serious shit what she's done. Oh, and thanks for not showing up at my boxing match. Even though we talked about it months ago and you said you would come, this just confirms that you were never a friend and just using me. We don't need users like you in the business. I've helped hundreds, bolded for some reason, of people, and I will have hundreds more. It's really getting dramatic now. Can't wait for you to go back into your cushy life where you don't know what real pain is. Ooh. Leave the real work to the people like me who genuinely care about helping. I'm wondering where he genuinely cares about helping when he's saying he's going to ruin her and calling her a dumb bee. But again, I'm just a woman. I'm not a big professional boss man, so maybe I'm misunderstanding. And then he writes this weird love letter breakup thing to her. If you want me to read you the whole letter, just leave a note in the comments, because it's quite long and it'll be its own video. But just know it's the same vibe, it's the same shit. Luckily, we do know that she leaves after the 2 months. She's working somewhere else. She gets away from this absolute nut job, this nightmare. Just the living embodiment of every working woman's worst fears. A man who has unprofessional feelings for his subordinate, and then when she rejects him, he acts completely unprofessional by using his professional power to punish her. But this is not where the story ends, my friends. Because the boyfriend enters the chat. I'm a little bit late, but I'm pretty sure I'm the evil boyfriend this guy is referring to. I actually had difficulty remembering the details because of how untrue and inconsistent the OP's descriptions of the events were. No shit. Super eerie and surreal all around, though. And then he's talking about HR. HR was pretty cool with her and let her transfer to a different part of the company. I don't really know the details, but she's working with a brand new team than her previous one. There was an official report about the incident, but no word on any actions after that. We haven't had any other contact with Mr. Nice Guy either. He didn't have any repercussions? This is shocking to me. A man in the workplace in America who's harassing a woman is not going to get any repercussions, and she has to move away from him rather than him be addressed? Oh, and he also says it wasn't a gala. It was just a normal fundraiser. Do you know how hard I tried to pronounce that word? And it wasn't even a gala? And he confirms the OP started being weird. He started insinuating that they were a couple. He put his hand on her lower back. We all know that move. And then he wanted to take her someplace quiet, which is when he intervened. So that's why he picked her up, which is a little surprising to no one because we all knew that's exactly what happened. And when it comes to my final thoughts on all this, I think it might be helpful to frame it through the lens of Barbie, right? This OP, I think, really sees himself as a Ken. He's just a good guy. He's a guy that deserves a chance. He's not appreciated. He's not valued. He's just Ken. He's a Ryan Gosling type of guy. When in reality, I think he's more in line with Video Girl Barbie, the disgraced Barbie that could record video. Because, like Video Girl Barbie, I see him as confusing, as boundary crossing, as unethical, as, I don't know, potentially criminal. And just like Video Girl Barbie, this man should come with an FBI warning. All right, my friends, that's gonna do it for me today for this video. If you liked the video, give this video a like. And if you're not subscribed, why? Why are you not subscribed? Oh, and let me know in the comments if you want me to read the love/hate letter. And if you like what you see, make sure to check out my Patreon and or listen to the F the Nice Guy podcast. So thank you again for watching, and as always, my friends, F the Nice Guy.